Hey, Darce. First of all, just wanted to check in, see how you're doing, how the family's doing, how everything's going so far in these crazy times.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a little bit of a change, but we're doing our best to stay busy, and we're fortunate that the weather's great, so we can spend time in the yard. I know my family back home in Canada, it's been snowing, and they're stuck
Mm.
inside. So, just trying to look at the positives and keep busy.
How's Rogue dealing with this? He's probably loving it, right?
Yeah, he's loving. He's getting lots of walks, so he's happy.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you one specific question. A lot of players have talked about the challenge of training from home. And clearly, not being able to get on the ice is one of those major challenges. How does it impact a goaltender specifically not to be able to do those sorts of things that you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, there's obviously your timing and seeing shots and reacting to them. You can't really emulate that off the ice, but just trying to stay physically ready. I got a Peloton when this all started, so I've been riding that every day and getting good sweat. So, trying to make the best of it and stay in as good of shape as I can.
Thanks, Darce.
Yeah.
We'll go to Charlie Lapastora with Fox.
Hey, Darcy. Hope you're doing well during this crazy time. I know it's been a roller coaster year for you with the All-Star appearance, getting injured and now having to do things virtually. I'm just wondering how this whole process has been for you and how you've been able to cope with what we're all dealing with right now.
Yeah, I mean the season seems so long ago already. It seems like we haven't played in forever, and uh, just kind of going through the same things that the average person is going through, just stuck at home, and it's not easy, staying in all the time, but just finding new things to stay busy. Trying not lots of new dinner recipes and stuff like that. So. It's not easy, but just trying to do our part and stay home the best we can.
We'll go to Tressa Resnick with 3TV and CBS 5.
Hey, Darcy, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Question for you. Derek Stepan mentioned that he also has a Peloton bike. Have you guys been working out together, or has it just kind of been on your own?
No, I've been going on my own, but I should link up with him and maybe we can have a little competition.
The question that he had that we posed to him was, if there was a way to bring hockey back safely and effectively, how would you go about doing it?
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be interesting. There's a couple different ways to go about it. I think, some sort of playoff tournament format, almost bracketed like a March Madness. I don't think you could do just one game like they do, but, if you could do 3 5-game series, I think that'd be really exciting and something different for the fans that would raise a lot of excitement.
Thank you.
Next question for Darcy.
Hey, Darcy, it's Matt Lehman here from Arizona Sports. Hope you're doing well. Just kind of following up on that note. I mean, if the season were to resume and it goes late into the year, thus shortening the off season, I'm wondering, as a goaltender specifically, how would that affect you? Do you think it'd be a challenge to play the next season if you had a much shorter off season than usual?
I don't think so. Like, we've had the time off now. Unfortunately, we've been off for quite some time now. So, I think this, with whatever off season we'd get, would be enough to play. Obviously, there'd be some challenges as far as practice time and stuff like that, but you could adjust pretty easily, I think.
Thanks.
Hey, Darcy, Alex Kinkoff here with the Coyotes. Good to see you. Glad to hear everybody staying safe and healthy. Through the season so far, the 70 games, obviously your numbers don't lie, the recognition, all-star. What have you taken away from your personal performance, whether it be growth as a player and continuing to solidify that number one role so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, every game I just try to go out there and play consistent and come with the same approach and just try to bring that to the table for the team. I just want to do my part every game and go out there and play to win. So, I mean, the numbers I don't really worry about. Don't focus on that. Just worry about the next save and the process of preparing for each game.
Is there a moment that sticks out to you this season that you feel may be lodged in your memory bank for a long time, whether it be a game-winning goal a teammate scored, an experience you guys had on a road trip, any difficulties you overcame? Is there anything that's kind of stuck in your head from this season?
There's a lot. It's hard to narrow it down to one. It's hard to pass up the time away from the rink, like traveling with the team. Just the laughs that you get with the guys in the room or on the plane. Those are kind of the moments that stay with you as far as off the ice, and those are what really bring a team together. And I think that's why our team's so close, and why we're able to go out there and play for each other.
And I will add a quick follow-up on that as far as like the team's relationship, what makes you guys so close. How has the communication been with the group? Have there been any virtual Zoom get-togethers such as this or conference calls? Are the guys keeping in touch?
We've had a couple serious ones and a couple that were just kind of goofing around. And guys are trying to do their best to stay in touch, whether it's, reaching out in a text or getting together on a group call or group text or even Zoom. So far it's been, everyone's pretty bored, so we're doing our best to keep each other busy.
Thanks, Darcy.
No problem.
We'll go to Kirsten Souza with NBC 12 and then Mark Brown.
Hey, Darcy, with the season that you've had dealing with injury, do you feel like there is maybe a way that you're benefiting from having a break from hockey?
No, I actually, haven't really thought about things from that perspective with everything that's going on. I was feeling healthy when I was playing the game before this all happened. So, I don't think it really benefits me in any way. And obviously it's a pretty serious issue that we're dealing with. So, I'm not even going to think like that. I just feel like that would be a little bit selfish to feel like I was benefiting from any of this.
Mark Brown. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rich, I was muted. Now I'm unmuted. Darcy, thanks for hanging out with us. Just to follow up, because Derek talked about a tournament format, and you have as well. If the directive comes down from the league that the season ends and there's no Stanley Cup winner for this season, that effectively the season ended on March the 12th, would you be disappointed, or would you like to see this particular season continue?
If that's the decision, so be it. I feel like it would be a little letdown, just, all the work our team put in, and I'm sure all the other teams across the league would feel the same way, that you put in so much effort throughout the season, and then for things to just kind of end unconcluded would be not disappointing, just a bit of a letdown. But with the times, we all have to kind of accept certain things. So if that's it, so be it, I guess.
Because last week we were talking with Talk as well, and he said with 70 games in the books, if the season would end right now, he would be okay with that. Have you reached out to any of the other players in terms of their feelings? I know you just expressed disappointment if the season would end precipitously at this point. Have you reached out to any of the other players in terms of how they would feel if indeed a directive came down on the season would be effectively ended?
There's been a couple different opinions from guys. A lot of guys share the same thing, where they would like a chance to continue to play, but obviously time's of the essence, and the further things get and go before things calm down, it kind of gets, at some point it's going to get less and less realistic. So guys are kind of accepting and open to whatever happens, and obviously hoping that all of this calms down as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next question for Darcy.
Darcy, it's Craig Morgan again. I'll ask you, is there a story behind the stash?
No, it's just go on with it over the break. Okay. I didn't shave for a couple of weeks, and then thought I would just keep it.
What have been the reactions to the stash, both in the house and on these Zoom chats with your teammates?
It's more popular outside the house than it is inside, that's for sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm trying out the stash too. My wife doesn't want me to grow it out, but it's the quarantine life, man.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an extra filter too, so helps us out there.
That's great. Next question for Darcy. Anyone else? Last chance.
I'll pop in real quick. Darcy, just kind of how your season has been so up and down, right? You qualify, you're an all-star, and then these injuries. Do you feel like you were just about there when the season kind of stopped?
Yeah, I mean, I was back playing, and it was a long road through that injury. So it was great to get back, and then things ended pretty quickly. So, I mean, I'm glad that I was able to get back before things stopped, because it'd be hard to have the season end on an injured note, but or go on to this break of the season on an injured note. But yeah, I was feeling good, and I was feeling like I was back to normal.
Is it frustrating?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm more frustrated. I miss hockey, so that's more of the issue than coming back from the injury. But obviously, we all have to make sacrifices right now.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Darcy, I'll sneak in one more. Some of the guys have noted that there are pluses for as many cons as are going on through this pause and everything that's going on in the world. There have been some pluses. Have you found yourself pleasantly surprised by maybe something that you've had more time to do during all of this, whether it be a new hobby, being outside more time at home, anything that struck you as something that you've been happy to have time for these past few weeks?
Yeah, it's just trying to make the best of it. Obviously, I miss hockey, but there's a lot of travel that comes with that, and a lot of time away from home. So, to be able to be home and spend time with my fiance and our dog, and just kind of putz around the house, those are kind of things we don't necessarily get the opportunity for during the season. And even once the season ends, we're training a lot. We're still spending a lot of time at the rink and at the gym. So, just to kind of relax at home is something that there's not always a huge opportunity for.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Darcy, this is Mark. Just one more question. Assuming that the season does resume at some point, can you identify a time window in which players would be ready to get back into game condition? Are you looking at a couple of weeks, a couple of preseason games? Have you guys thought about that at all?
Yeah, I don't know how we do it as far as preseason games. I don't think it would take me personally. I can only speak for myself. I don't know how other guys would feel, but like a week of practice and maybe some inter squad games. Preseason games might be a little bit weird playing against other teams, and then almost in the middle of the season, technically. So that might be a little bit different. So I think it would have to be like inter squad games, and probably about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how long this goes, I would say.
And you think most players will be comfortable with that time window?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's, training camp's not much longer than that. We're playing games, preseason games, 3 days in the training camp now. So, if guys are keeping themselves ready to go, I think, 7 to 14 days, somewhere in that window would be acceptable.
Thank you.